On February 28th, 2026, the global economy hit a wall as US and Israeli jets breached Iranian airspace in a series of targeted strikes. A silent command was issued from the bunkers of Tehran. In less than 60 minutes, 20% of the global oil supply vanished from the market. This isn't just a military conflict, it is the ultimate stress test for the global financial system. While you watch the infrared footage of explosions in the Middle East, your bank account is already feeling the shockwaves. We are entering the Hormuz Trap, a scenario where a single geographic choke point has the power to bankrupt Western nations and trigger a global depression overnight. The fuse is lit, and the explosion is economic. As the first missiles hit their targets, oil prices didn't just rise, they shattered every historical record, hitting $82 in minutes and screaming toward $150. But the real shock isn't the price at the pump, it's the de-dollarization acceleration. In a desperate move to secure energy, China and India have bypassed the US financial system entirely, trading directly with Iranian proxies in localized currencies. This is the silent death of the petrodollar, the very foundation of American global dominance. The greenback is no longer the shield it once was. It's a liability in a world on fire. The Strait of Hormuz is only 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, yet it carries 21 million barrels of oil every single day. Iran's strategy is a dark masterpiece of asymmetric warfare. If we can't export, nobody can. By deploying thousands of smart sea mines and swarm drones, they have turned the world's most critical maritime artery into a graveyard for tankers. Insurance premiums for shipping have spiked by 50% in 48 hours, forcing over 200 massive vessels to anchor in fear. This is a de facto closure, a physical wall made of pure risk that is cutting off the lifeblood of global industry. While the media focuses on oil, the real dark secret of this conflict is the gas shock. Qatar has been forced to suspend its LNG production due to the proximity of the fighting, leaving Europe and Asia in a desperate, violent race for energy. Without this gas, global fertilizer production is already collapsing. This means the war in the Persian Gulf is about to become a food crisis in your local grocery store within weeks. This is the domino effect, where a single missile in the desert turns into a bread riot in a major European city. But Iran's most dangerous weapon isn't a ballistic missile, it's the cyber leviathan. Intelligence reports suggest that state-sponsored hackers have already breached the industrial control systems of the US power grid and major financial clearinghouses. They are waiting for the execute command. But there is a more physical threat lurking beneath the waves. The Persian Gulf is the landing point for dozens of critical subsea internet cables that connect Europe to Asia. Iranian midget submarines are equipped with cable-cutting tools designed to sever the global digital economy in a single afternoon. A total blackout of these lines would freeze trillions in high-frequency trading and render the SWIFT banking system useless in the Eastern Hemisphere. Why did the billionaires move their wealth to the sovereign bunkers and submarine citadels we've investigated? Because they saw the Hormuz Trap coming years ago. While the public markets are in a freefall, the elite are hedging in physical gold and specialized aerospace defense stocks, the only assets that thrive on total chaos. They are not victims of the war between America and Iran. They are the architects of the Great Reset that is designed to follow the fire. Your loss is their planned liquidity. As the conflict escalates, a massive gold siphon has been activated. Central banks in Russia, China, and the Middle East have stopped selling their gold reserves and are instead aggressively buying every available ounce on the private market. They are preparing for a post-dollar reality where the only currency with any value is the one you can physically hold. The war is providing the perfect cover for a global wealth transfer, where paper wealth is being burned to make room for a new, gold-backed digital standard that the public will have no control over. The military campaign is expected to be intense, but the economic damage is permanent. Central banks are already preparing to raise interest rates to combat war-driven inflation, effectively wiping out the last of the middle-class savings. This is the cleanup, a global restructuring where the massive debts of nations are erased by the flames of conflict. They aren't fighting for democracy. They are fighting to decide who owns the rubble. In the New World Order, debt is the weapon, and war is the eraser. As the U.S. Navy attempts to secure the Strait, a new energy Silk Road is being forged on land. Pipelines connecting Iran, Iraq, and Syria to the Mediterranean are being accelerated under Russian and Chinese protection. This war is effectively cutting the United States out of the Middle Eastern energy loop for the first time in 80 years. The geopolitical map is being redrawn in blood, and the new lines are being traced along the path of oil and gas pipelines that bypass Western influence entirely. The next time you fill your car or pay your electric bill, remember that you are paying the chaos tax for a global transformation. The war between America and Iran isn't just about regional power. It's about who controls the energy, the data, and the currency of the 21st century. The board is set. The players have checked into their bunkers, and you are left holding the bill. As the sun sets over the Strait of Hormuz, the light is fading on the old world economy. The strait is closed. The grid is fragile. The reset is here. Don't hold your breath.